Just one cornetto is never enough. Now we earn the money and buy the food, not to get through the whole pack of 6 in a single evening would just be rude. Whatto folks, Thomas Benjamin Wild Esquire here with song number 20 of my Song a Week series, which to be honest was a bit of a cheat really. I didn't write the tune for it. It is a classic Italian tune called O Sole Mio, and those of you from the UK will recognise it as being the Cornetto tune. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, this is a Cornetto. The advert for it in kind of the 80s and 90s featured someone singing that tune, talking about just having one cornetto. And so, yes, some of you may recognise cornettos from the Three Flavours Cornetto series by Edgar Wright, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, which include Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz and The World's End. But yes, that's a cornetto. Yeah, that you can get these from most corner shops or in packs of 6 from Sainsbury's. And now that I'm a grown adult and we do the food shop ourselves, we find it's very, very easy to have one as a bit of a treat, but then to get through the whole packet in an evening. I'm not sure if you're similar with other snacks. But yes, as I say, it is a silly little song, little parody song of those adverts back from then. I'll post a link underneath the video so for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about can have a watch. But yeah, I didn't write the tune. Obviously, I changed up the lyrics to be more suited. As I say, it was a bit of a cheat. But I'm going to forgive myself for that because I've been quite busy. Obviously, as a grown adult, cornettos aren't the only thing that we can get through a whole packet of in an evening. Any kind of chocolate bars, packets of crisps, any kind of snacks really that we buy in bulk don't tend to last very long because we don't have any real self-control when it comes to them. So we try not to keep them around the house too much. Obviously, over the summer, we've got a fridge full of ice creams and ice lollies, popsicles, whatever you call them in the States or elsewhere in the world. Yeah, I don't seem to have any control as a grown adult over my snack consumption, which is probably not a good thing. But let me know in the comments any snacks that you dangerously keep around the house and don't last very long in your household. So I played this song again on my Flight Soprano Ukulele, details of which can be found in the description below the video. If you're interested in getting hold of it, this is my go-to ukulele whenever I'm practicing anything. If I want to have a bit of a playthrough or just to kind of work out songs on, I use this. It's a nice, reliable little ukulele. Thanks very much for all the comments and responses to the last video, which was there's always some C in the comments. Lots of people on there identifying that with that quite massively, talking about other creators online who they see experience a similar thing, and lots of creators saying that they experience the same thing as well. So I'm glad it's not just me. And lots of people are asking for the uncensored version as well, which will be coming very soon. I'm planning on putting that up on Patreon this week or next week. So if you are interested in hearing that before everybody else, come and join my Patreon community, details of which can be found in the description. I'll be putting it elsewhere later on down the line. I'm not entirely sure when yet, or how best to do it. But on Patreon, there will be an MP3 download of the uncensored version of this in the next week or so. So as I say, some great comments in there. Teffers says, I'm only here for the swearing. Lots of people are, to be quite honest. It's the sweary videos that do the best. Grantley Hughes says, you have far too many proper fans who enjoy your songs to waste time on those who only want to be miserable. Another great song. Thank you very much for that. I agree with that completely. Although it's very tempting to respond to the haters, so the kids call them these days. It's better to resist, I find. Elfwood says, this is the best sort of response. Trolls will always exist. None of us should feed them or let them get under our skin. Now, that is that's very true, and that's always been something that I've held myself to, really. Don't feed the trolls. Jen Hack 8043 says, Aussies love the C word. I know. I think Aussies love the C word far more than even the Brits do. So yeah, there will be an uncensored version coming soon. Michael Davis 5692 said, that song sums up the YouTube comments very well. Absolutely. As I say, I don't read the comments past a certain amount of time because there's no point. And actually, I'm just going to end up feeling hurt and insulted. I made the mistake of reading some comments that had appeared up from an older video the other day. And I wish I hadn't. I very nearly posted this song in response, but that's the attention that people want. They want that kind of attention, and I don't like to give it to them specifically. Just allude to it. So Barano Corey says, my friends and I ask ourselves 3 questions when responding to people online. 1, does this need to be said? 2, does it need to be said by me? And 3, does it need to be said by me now? I think that's a really good set of rules there. So it's always nice to see your comments underneath videos, folks. But also make sure you ask questions as well, because then I can answer those, and those then become quite a good part of the video and make what I'm saying a little bit more interesting. Just to let you know where I'm going to be over the next month, if you fancy coming and joining me for a live show, on the 9th of August, Friday the 9th of August, I'm going to be in Chichester at the Havana Club, where I've never been before, which I'm quite looking forward to. I've been through Chichester, but never actually been to Chichester properly. So I'm quite looking forward to that one. Then over August Bank Holiday weekend, on Friday the 23rd, I'm going to be at Asylum in Lincoln with Mr. B, the Gentleman Rhymer, and Alice Strange. We're playing at the Drill Hall on the Friday evening of that weekend. And then on the Saturday, I'll be doing an afternoon show up at Lincoln Castle as part of the steampunk event. Where I will be doing a family-friendly set and a meet and greet as well, selling merch and posing for photographs and all that kind of thing. So if you're up there for that one, come and say hello. Then myself and Mr. B will be whizzing back down to Bedford because we're both performing at Twinwood Festival as well. I'll be there playing in the evening with the Fancy Chaps on Saturday the 24th of August. And then in the afternoon on Sunday the 25th of August, I'll be doing a solo set and then another evening set with the Fancy Chaps as well. So there's 3 sets over that weekend at Twinwood Festival. One that's just come in and been confirmed. On the Thursday the 29th of August, I'm going to be playing at the Lamb in Surbiton. So if you're around for that one, it's actually a free show. So come along, do say hello for that. As I say, make sure you keep your questions and comments coming for me for next week's video. If you're interested in joining my Patreon community and accessing all kinds of exclusive material, including the first listen to the uncensored version of last week's song and an MP3 version of this week's one, then you can join my Patreon community, details of which can be found in the description below. If you're interested in getting hold of a Flight Soprano Ukulele, you can get that via the link in the description as well. It'd be lovely to see you at a show this month, details of which can be found again in the description. Until then, stay safe, and until next time, toodle pip.